their kids. They know it's going to slavery, and they sell them because they need the money. Remember we saw that in India, you could sell a child, and most you'd get would be like $35.
Yeah.
That's not going to last you very long. That's a child. You get this kind of mentality that children aren't real people. And in British literature next year, you might read some of Blake, and he was really the first person to start thinking that. There's a long history of people thinking that children weren't real people.
Why?
Because they're children. They're young. They don't know anything.
They were children.
They were children, but you didn't grow up. And when you hit 18, then you're supposed to be an adult. You're supposed to know all these certain things. Everything's supposed to be peachy. But when you're a little kid, you don't know anything. You're easily tricked. People think that kids are expendable. You can have more kids. Pretty easy to make a kid.
It's painful.
It doesn't take a whole lot.
Well,
It's kind of painful.
Kinda? Why?
Kind of painful.
Well,
I
it
never had a
depends
kid.
what way you have it.
Yeah, it depends
Depends
on
how
what you have
big it is too.
What?
Okay.
That's true. Yeah. 6 pounds, maybe 10 pounds. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
But
Twins?
Twins.
Usually you have C-section when you have twins, though.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I saw the
Usually-
Discovery Channel. A person had like 5 kids and they had it like
All
normal.
normal.
Okay.
But yeah, so you get this idea that
Try
children
the
are
third one and fuse
expendable.
to it.
Remember we talked about this. Girls, you realize your conversation's being recorded. Thank you, Bernie. I can't wait to hear it later. Remember we talked about the world hounding us? And how we're constantly being berated by these images that we're supposed to do things, we're supposed to be certain ways. Well,
Subliminal message.
Yeah, the subliminal messages. In third world countries, so places outside of America that are poor, that have, low education rates, low income, people are generally at the bottom of the rung. That's when you really see people not really understanding human nature and human worth. And you start to see things because of poverty, because they need the money, because of all these things, they start doing things that we in America would probably not think is right. Just because we don't think it right, though, doesn't mean we don't buy into it also. Remember, a lot of those stories in your reading were people brought to America to work in brothels here. It happens here. Bernie was telling you about something he saw on YouTube about some guy sneaking in and talking to these little girls, and all of them saying they were over 18, 24. Little girls. Because they're told they have to be 18 to be legal in this country. And so if you're not 18, you can get in trouble, so they have to say they're 18. And, people keep saying, well, no, we don't sell children, no, we don't sell children. That's the first line a pedophile will say. It's not hurting them. It's not harming them. They want it. They like it. Because they don't realize that children don't have the ability to really make those decisions informed. We are older. We know when something is bad. But when you're a little kid, you're really easily tricked into thinking that this older person should know what they're doing. They should be in charge. They should be taking care of you. That's what we're taught as children, right? Do what your parents say. They know what's best. They know what's good for you. They know how to help you. And when we encounter somebody who doesn't have our best interests, we still have that mindset that, well, they're adults. They're supposed to know what's good. So if they're doing it, it must be okay. And that's where we really have to think about how we view children. And that we really need to think about, do we teach children to listen to adults blindly, or do we teach them how to think? And can you teach a 6-year-old good and bad in the world? Can you really explain that to a 6, 7, 8-year-old? Will they really understand? And that's why it's so hard to deal with children especially, and children in poverty, and children being taken advantage of. And slavery. Because they're children. Their parents sold them. Their parents know best. We do what our parents say. Most of them don't even think about any alternative. They just get taken advantage of because they're young. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to watch a documentary today called Child Slavery, basically. It's a BBC documentary, and it's harsh. And I'm warning you ahead of time. It's about an hour long, so might not finish it today. Might have to finish it tomorrow.
Is it PG?
No, sorry. It is PG.
It's PG and it's harsh?
It's harsh in the content. So you're going to get a lot of first-hand interviews of girls, a lot of first-hand interviews of boys, a lot of first-hand interviews of people who've been taken advantage of. A lot of it is in translation, a lot of it is in subtitles. So it's something you have to pay attention to. When we're done, you won't have homework tonight. First night without homework in a while. I know you all have.
Sweet.
But next class, you're going to have a short 1-page essay you will write about this movie and the reading. So while you're watching, I want you to be taking notes. And I want you to be paying attention because this is something that is part of it. We have a test coming up next Tuesday. So we're moving up towards that. But this is what we're doing today. Thank you, Bernie. You can turn it off. Alright. Now that it's off,
It's still
how did
off.
we feel reading this?